Good evening, Raider Nation. Welcome to the Raiders of the Lost Offense. Welcome to tonight's show. Y'all better go ahead and be ready because we coming raw and real and all that. So we're about to go ahead and get into it. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Here we go.
Inside Allegiant Stadium for the first time this year. Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown Raiders! And for the touchdown! Through from behind! Ball's out! Big man running! Raiders!
Yo, what is good, nation? Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Raiders Unfiltered. I am your host. I am Jay Raider. Appreciate everyone pulling up and tapping in with me on this Monday night, Monday evening, wherever you guys be at. Appreciate you guys tapping in. Salute to everybody on X tapping in for tonight's show. We got a lot to talk about. I already know what time it is. But before we go ahead and get into it, as usual, I got to go ahead and make sure you guys hit, if you guys haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe button on the show, on this podcast, especially if you're on YouTube. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. If you guys are on X, make sure you guys head on over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button on your boy. It really does go ahead and go a long way to go ahead and support the show. I got the link pinned in the chat, so make sure you guys head on over to YouTube and smash that subscribe button and hit those likes for sure. But again, I hope everybody's having a good evening, somewhat a good Monday, wherever you guys be at, whether you guys are at home at the crib already, if you guys are on the way home from work to the crib, if you guys heading to work, if you guys stuck at work, I hope that's not the case. But if you guys stuck at work, I hope this show makes your time go a little bit faster. If you guys are at the side chick's house, whatever, I don't judge, man. It's all good with me. Make sure, but I appreciate everyone tapping in and rocking with me on this Monday night. But let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Obviously, y'all already know the title of the show, Raiders of the Lost Offense. That is the name of the game of yesterday's game. Raiders lose in a very spectacular fashion, I should say, and not the good kind. Raiders lose to the Commanders 41-24 was the final score yesterday over in DC. The Raiders did not have, by all means, a good outing. It was a very, very tough game to watch. If you guys tapped into it, if you guys tapped into it yesterday, I'm pretty sure you guys feel my pain. If you guys weren't able to watch it and had to watch the highlights, I'm pretty sure that was still hard to watch, but a little bit more bearable. But y'all already know. Y'all already know. These are those are the tough games to watch. But let's go ahead and get into that to the box score real quick. We'll go ahead and recap yesterday's game. Let me go ahead and pull that up for you guys. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right, so let's start off with team stats. Total yards 354 to 400 yards. Passing was 261 to 199. And this is really where the difference maker is. The rushing yards, we had 93 yards to 201 yards rushing. Defense, after a while, give up some big plays. And that 201 is very significant there. Yards per play, 5.7 yards per play, opposed to 7.4. First downs were identical. Third down efficiency, obviously, we struggled in that department. 3 out of 14. Commanders 5 out of 10. Fourth down efficiency, were 2 out of 3. So we did have some conversions on fourth down. This is, I think, the highlight of of this game was the 5 sacks that we gave up. Gino got sacked 5 times in this game. Previous game was 4. I'm sorry, previous game I think was 3. The time before that week 1 versus the Patriots, we gave up 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and share something with you guys in just a bit regarding those sacks. We put in 6 times. Penalties, we're dead even on penalties. We did not cough up the football. We did not, and surprisingly, out of all this, we did not throw a pick. We did not go ahead and give up the football. We just couldn't do anything with the football, and that was a major problem yesterday. And time possession was 31, almost 32 minutes, opposed to 28 minutes. Let's go ahead and flip it on to player stats. Gino, 19 out of 29, 289, 3 touchdowns. And by looking by those numbers, you think we would have won that game. That was not the case. Rushing, Ashton Genty, 17 carries, 63 yards, 3.7 per clip. Zamir, 5 carries, 19 yards, 3.8 per clip. You had Gino had a run for his life. That is definitely the next topic. Yeah, Trey Tucker with that jet sweep that really didn't go too far. Yeah, Dylan Lawley involved really didn't produce much as well. Receiving, I think this is we definitely got to go ahead and give him his flowers. Trey Tucker, 8 receptions, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. Literally all production coming from Trey Tucker. Jacoby Myers, 3 receptions, 63 yards. Brock was involved, but very, very limited. Only 4 receptions for 38. Dante Thorne only had 2 receptions for 29. And for those who were out there looking for Jack Best, he was found. He was sighted. He's like the Bigfoot. He was sighted for a first down. 1 reception for 10 yards. Uh, and then got Zamir with 1 reception, 4 yards. But yeah, we finally got to see a little bit of Jack Best. That was fun. I was like, oh, there he is. There he is. Found him. It's like, where was Waldo? We're able to go ahead and find the guy. Defensively, you had Max Crosby. Kind of a quiet game. 4 tackles, 3 assists, 1 sack. I mean, obviously, he has a high motor. He's going to go ahead and try to apply pressure, but sometimes it's very, very. Sometimes it's just not quite effective. Adam Butler, 4 tackles, one assist. Landon Roberts, 4 tackles, 1 assist. You got Kyle Blue Kelly, 4 tackles, 1 assist. And this is, I think, the big thing here is that you have Jeremy Chin, 4 tackles, 1 assist, and when you see your safety up there among the leaders of the ones that are actually out there tackling, that is a big key indicator that there might be something wrong uh, with the run defense. right? And that's literally what we see here with Jeremy J 4 tackles. You got Devin White 3 tackles, 3 assists. Isaiah Paul again, 2 tackles, 3 assists. Darian Porter got a little bit in the mix, 2 tackles. Thomas Booker, you saw had 2 tackles, 1 assist. Was able to go ahead and cause that fumble um, early in that game, which we went ahead and recovered, and we weren't able to go ahead and do a damn thing with that, unfortunately. Tyree again, another quiet game. I sometimes I don't even know if this guy's playing or not. I got to look for a single digit guy out in that D line. Jermaine Pratt 1 out of 3. Darnay Holmes 1 tackle, 2 assists. Christian McCollum just 1 tackle, and then Jonah Walu 1 tackle, 1 assist. He had a pretty decent game yesterday. Then list kind of goes on from there, but that's the box score as of yesterday's game. It did not look pretty. It did not look pretty. Gino ran for his life, 5 sacks given up in yesterday's game. It's a crazy, crazy thing. I haven't seen Gino the last 3 games. I haven't seen Gino run so much for, seen a quarterback run so much for their life, but we are seeing it. And imagine if it was AOC out there, it probably would have been double digits. That sack count, to be real. Really quick shout out to my guy Raider Riding in the building. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you pulling up and tapping in. Yes, very very shitty game. Very little bright spots, but it was not a great game whatsoever. So, uh, yeah, we're definitely going to go ahead and get into it again. Appreciate everyone tapping in and rocking with me on this Monday night, wherever you guys be at. Starting a little bit later today, first day of work. So trying to get the show ready, do some work, and manage the kids in between gets a little bit crazy. But definitely wanted to go ahead and jump on and talk some Raider football for sure. Let me go ahead and I'll pull this up real quick. But Gino, 5 sacks as of yesterday. A crazy, crazy thing. Um, and again, you're literally seeing Gino constantly running, and well, obviously he has no faith in his offensive line, which we're about to go ahead and get into in just a second. 68 sacks. The Raiders are on pace for 68 sacks. That is the projected number that that is out there for the Raiders to go ahead and allow this season under this offensive line. Really quick shout out to my guy Raiders Resistance on Instagram. If you don't follow Raiders Resistance, make sure you guys head on over to Instagram. Give my guy a follow. If you're on X, which a lot of you are right now, make sure you guys go ahead and find Raiders Resistance on X. Give him a follow. He comes with the fire content. You already know what time it is. But that is a crazy stat to go ahead and see. 68 sacks. Think about that. And when I see this number, I don't think that's far off. That to me that looks pretty accurate. But it's shocking. It's shocking that we're on that pace. We're on that trend to go ahead and literally give up about 60 plus sacks this season with this offensive line. It's kind of boggles the mind a little bit. Uh, but us kind of get into the nitty gritty again. We're going to go ahead and talk about it. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah, I was a little bit late, but I, I wasn't lying on all the shit that I said yesterday. This offensive line is literally in shambles. It's trash. Let's just keep let's just keep it real. Let's keep it a beam. It's trash, and I wasn't. I try to be optimistic as much as I could. But when you see a guy like Dylan Parham being put on the starting offensive line, it's going to go ahead and make your head scratch, knowing what we saw last year from him, and literally was taking off from that starting line, and really use as a depth piece uh, for the majority of the season, right? And to see him back in the starting position, I'm like, at first, hey, this might be a thing where, um, he might have been getting, he might be improving. He might have worked on some stuff in the off season and whatnot, but it's same old Dylan Parham. Same old Dylan Parham. Just getting pushed around, getting owned. And teams are defense linemen, linebackers, everybody's imposing their will on him and this offensive line. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, you know, I don't for this situation with Dylan Parham. I mean, if he starts another game, it just I don't know. It boggles my mind. It boggles my mind that we can't see what the real issue is. Um, but we know that Dylan Parham's getting cooked. That's for damn sure. I seen, I took a look at some of the footage from yesterday. Saw film breakdown. Had to go back and rewatch it. Rewatch the highlights to kind of like, you know, see if I missed anything from yesterday's game. And yeah, it did not look pretty. Um, Before I go ahead and go any further, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of Pete on some of the things that he had to say um, yesterday. Let me go ahead and start off with yesterday's presser, and this is the post game talk. Obviously, they talked about the offensive line. That was the biggest big subject on yesterday's presser was the offensive line, obviously. So let me go ahead and pull up Pete. This is kind of what he had to say yesterday in regards to the line, yesterday's offensive line play.
Just what went to the decision to start Ox Cap at right guard over JP?
Just that it was a short week, and he just got back, and we'll give Alex a chance to go again and see how that goes. And he was available to play, but we just decided for the continuity coming out of last week, it might be a little bit smoother, and we didn't hit any of these days this week, and so it just felt like this was a better choice to go that way. And the competition goes on.
So you got Pete there talking about the decision not to go ahead and give JPJ the start once he got cleared from his concussion that he suffered the previous week. Because of the continuity, they wanted to go with Kappa, and I think there was a stat that the pass pro was slightly better with him, and obviously that wasn't the case, right? There's just too many vulnerabilities in this offensive line. But kind of moving forward, Pete did get asked in regards to how they're going to go ahead and address this offensive line. So let me go ahead and bring back Pete. This is his take on how they're going to go ahead and work JPG back in and what that means for the rest of the line. Here we go.
Offensive line, you okay potential changes, or are you going to go with what you have?
We're working on some stuff. We're going to want to see JPJ come back to action and get back involved. We have to, in all phases of it, we got to get off the football better and make more of the running game. There's not enough happening there to act on the play pass game, and we're just not getting enough. So we just got to keep working it. We got the guys we got, and there's we need to keep developing and keep building on it.
All right, guys. So would that be competition at the right guard spot or the entire line possible?
We're working at the right guard spot. Our young guys they'll get their turn sometime, but they're not ready yet. So we have what we have, and we got to make our guys do better, and we got to fit it together better than we have.
So you hear Pete talk about bringing back JPJ. They're working on something for the right side. The right side's getting cooked, and uh, there's only so much you can do for that right side, and this is why you can only do so much for this right side. The only guys that you can essentially move is Kappa and JPJ. That's it. There's nobody, there's nobody else for that right tackle position. We're kind of fucked in the sense where who else is going to take over for that right tackle position? We saw, if you guys didn't look at some film, I should have pulled it up, but there's some film that I watched on Foresight a while back. Once we went out and signed him this off season, and Forsyth does not look any better than TJ Glaze. It doesn't. It doesn't. So we're stuck with Dylan Parham. But that's kind of what it is until like he actually goes physically down. If he goes physically down, then we might see Forsyth. But that situation isn't pretty. We've seen, if you think Dylan Parham is bad, take a look at this guy on on that right side. It doesn't. It's not any prettier. It's not. So as much as DJ Glaze is currently struggling, he has to kind of figure it out. And the thing that you can only really do is continue to work with him and try to improve them. Unfortunately, for that right tackle position, now going back to guard, this is where you can make those changes. You can go ahead and switch out JPJ, plug him in. You'll have a little bit better right side. But let's just, what it is, honestly, is that these guys cannot do zone blocking. They just don't understand the concept. They can't get it. It looks very sloppy out there. They tried it last year. Getsy tried to do this last year, and they could not adapt until they switched back up to kind of a more of a man type blocking. Then that's where you saw the improvement of the offensive line. This might be a situation where one, you might have to switch personnel around, obviously, but two, you might have to also switch the blocking scheme because they're not able to go ahead and understand this. And from what I'm taking, what I'm gathering, if you kind of want to try to read in between the lines here, I don't think the scheme is going to change up. I think this is a scheme that they're going to run with until it's either you live with it or you die by it type of situation. I think this is what we're kind of looking at right here, right now, with this offensive line. They're going to go ahead and try to really get these guys to go ahead and really understand, how to really play this zone blocking. And there are situations where there's sometimes we're seeing that it works, but when you come wind up against elite defenses and these guys are making adjustments and they're running different stats and bringing showing pressure but not applying it, and you have the linebacker rushing in and all that, they're having a hard time to go ahead and really pick up some of these blitzes or just some of these pressures and whatnot. So I think what is going to really boil down to is we're really going to have to kind of rely on the personnel change. My thing is this: if they are going to go ahead and switch Kappa out, which you could, then definitely got to switch out Parham. You got to definitely do that. And I know Pete's saying that you have, basically Caleb Rogers is not ready. Charles Grant is not ready. I believe that. We know if you guys seen tape on Charles Grant, he comes from the smaller school. He's still raw. He's still raw. He needs a lot of work. So that situation for him to get he's gonna need more time to get developed. Is basically what it is. Caleb Rogers, we don't know what he is yet. He was drafted slightly higher than Charles Grant. I believe they were both. Uh, I believe they were both third round picks. I think they were both third round picks. So one was drafted slightly higher than the other. So Caleb Rogers is the more talented one. I would go ahead and test that out. Now, if they're not going to want to do that, there is another fix for it. You can always go ahead and either slide JPJ to left, keep Kappa there. If you really want to go ahead and play Kappa, $6 million guard. I'm sorry, $11 million guard. You want to keep him there? Great, cool. Plug him in there. Get JPJ on the other side. He's able to. He played that position. It is probably going to take him a little bit of time to go ahead and ramp up, but I think anything at this point aside from Dylan Parham is probably going to be better, right? Or you can flip that, and if you feel JPJ is more dominant on the right, and have better success on the right, then you can go ahead and put Kappa on the left. So, it's not a big step to go. It's not a big change to go ahead from right to left when it comes to guards. But from guard to tackle, that's where the challenging part does lie. But something has to happen. Something has to happen. Now I know I've been reading the comments all day on X, on Instagram. I've been tapping into shows, and I'm seeing out there that a lot of the blame is on Brendan Carroll, and it's right on the money. It's right on the money. But you also have to put that blame on Pete, and we can't be shying away from holding people accountable. Yes, Pete was the guy that was brought in to go ahead and revamp and bring the Raiders back to greatness and whatnot, yada yada yada. But as of this point, nothing of that has happened. We have seen this offseason is not what it was supposed to be. It has been, to me, it has been a lot of letdowns this offseason. It has. We haven't really addressed the corner position, right? We kind of band-aided and it's sort of holding, but we saw that it can only hold so much before it, that band-aid comes off, we never addressed the nickel position. That's one of the big thing there. We lost Wilkins, and we were hoping that Thomas Booker literally pans out, but we never addressed that offensive line, and that's something that I literally pound the table every year. Fix the fucking offensive line, because every year, and some years are better than others, and some years are worse than others. And I think this is probably the worst year, aside from I think last year is. I think we're on par for last year as of right now. The season's still young, but as of right now, everything's kind of on par to really mimic last season. But outside, we went out and got 2, 3 third round picks and linemen, and that was it. We never picked up anybody in free agency. Mekhi Becton was available. We felt to go ahead and do that, and here we are now. Right? If we would have went out and put a bid on Becton, our offensive line would have been, I want to say leaps and bounds, but it definitely would have been better from what it is right now. 100%. Really quick shout out to my guy Bueno in the building. Salute. Oh, I love the default pick, bro. I love it. That's fucking hilarious. Shout out to Shin Chan in the building. He says Chip Kelly was supposed to be this genius, and so far hasn't shown much. We're gonna go ahead and get into that in just a bit as well, for sure. But I do want to talk about this offensive line because I think obviously we all know this is like the biggest issue with this offense. Everything is connected to this offensive line, and again, if the offensive line was high priority because from when Pete got in, when Pete came in and was hired on, he says we're going to go ahead and protect the quarterback. We're going to go ahead and run the ball. We are going to go ahead and bring physicality back. Guess what? That has not happened. That has not happened whatsoever. We have not really been able to run the ball. We have not been able, for damn sure, we have not been able to go ahead and protect the quarterback. 5 sacks, 5 sacks this last game, 3 sacks the game before that, 4 sacks the game before that. We have not been able to protect the quarterback. You have Gino literally running for his life, like I put earlier. So all these false promises all these promises that are supposedly made, they're all false promises because we just look completely lost out there. And if you guys go back and you guys can look back at the game, slow the game down. You'll see some of these guys are lost, and it's because they can't really grasp the concept of this zone block, and and it might just not be the right thing for this team, and this might be something where we might have to think about something else. But I don't know if that part is definitely. I don't know if that part, and I don't think that part's going to change. To be honest with you, I think they're going to go ahead and try to make this work till the wheels fall off. It's that kind of situation. Is that kind of situation. But yeah, as far as Brandon Carroll, look, Brandon Carroll is not going to go anywhere, and that's not because I'm saying that I don't want him to go anywhere. I'm saying let's just keep it a beat. Let's face reality here. This is Pete Carroll's son. I doubt this guy's going to go ahead and fire his own son. What the logical thing and the smart thing would the move to make would be to go ahead and literally make him take a back seat in this offensive line coaching. Go ahead and have him, take a back seat of Philbin. Let Philbin be more involved. Let Philbin take more control. Let Philbin go ahead and run the shit that he wants to go ahead and run. Because guess fucking what? It worked last year. It wasn't too bad. Aiden sometimes had time in the pocket. And that's crazy. This kid didn't run for his life all the time. He didn't. The problem with Aiden, we already know what the problem with Aiden is. I'm not going to get into that part. The guy has cement feet. That's a different thing. That's a story for another show. But if Gino had that same type of line he did in that probably second half of after that bye week and second half of the season, I think we would find a better success and we would be able to go ahead and run the ball better with Genty. We'll be able to go ahead and find more targets. The thing is that he's having to go ahead and run for his life and try to go ahead and make plays on fly, which is very, very difficult. And he's a smart guy. He's able to go ahead and throw away the ball when he can, but sometimes he just can't. And that's the thing. If the change is made, you got to do it all the way around. I think, and you can't do it half-ass. So if you're gonna go ahead and address the right side, and you're gonna go ahead and make a change on the right side, let's keep it real. Let's go ahead and make a change where it really does matter, and that's with the coaching as well. Because if we keep up this play, that 5-12 projection is going to be 100% real. If you guys remember, there was the media, I think it was ESPN that put out a 5-12 projection for our season. That number is not that far off now. looking at the play for the last three games, right? We started off hot. We came out guns blazing. We took the Patriots by surprise, and then after that, nowhere to be found. And this offensive line has struggled. And I said it on the first show that I did, the first post game that I did for the regular season, is that I felt weird at times. It gave me a little bit of vibes at times of last year, and now we're kind of fully in it. We're having the same fucking problems we had last year. New team, new coach, same old shit. Same old shit. This is my overreaction, guys. So I'm putting it out there, and we got to keep it real. Got to keep it real. There has to be done. There has to be something done about this offensive line. If we continue on this path, our season will go straight into the toilet. I shit you not. 5-12. We're not going to compete. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to be on the fucking sideline. You're going to have dudes requesting trades. You're going to have Gino fucking head down. You have Max down talking shit. He just got extended, and it's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a rough season. Really rough season. Shout out to my guy Bueno. He says, who's more stubborn, Raider fans or Pete? At this time, bro, I think it's 50-50. I think it's evenly matched. I think both are pretty stubborn, bro, for sure. Let's see. We keep on losing these games. These people are going to be protesting 100%. You're gonna have dudes at Mark's gate yelling for Pete's head and Chip's head and all the other shit that comes with it. You already know what time it is, man. Last week on the Connection show, we already had somebody with the fire chip bullshit, and if this type of play continues, trust me, you're gonna have a lot more of that. 100%. Shout out to my guy Frank Weber in the building. Appreciate you pulling up and tapping in, my guy. Yes, this line is offensive. It's very offensive, my friend. For sure. For sure. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, y'all. All right. Ground game. Ground game is still struggling. It has not looked pretty. As honestly, it did get slightly better. We did see a little bit more production from Genty. He had a better game. Let me go ahead and kind of show a little clip of Genty. Hang on 1 second. All right. Let me go ahead and show a little clip of Genty busting the move and
staying inside out and finding those 2-3 yard runs. All of a sudden you get that breakout and then they're staying.
So we see that Genty, especially when he would find the hole and get to that second level, he was finding success. You saw right there, dude got trucked. There was another one run for like 18 yards. Kid had 63 yards yesterday's game. And it's all because, we're feeding the kid the ball. And obviously there's a time to go ahead and conserve Genty, and there's a time where you don't. You gotta that, and that's the time where you figure it out. You don't do it in the middle of the fucking game. You do it towards the end of the game when it's scores like 41-24. The fuck you gonna have them out there for? If we're down, if it's close, we're down by 10. We could potentially win it. That's one thing. But when you're down, 2-3 scores, there's no point. But we see if once you start feeding this kid the ball, he starts getting in rhythm, and he will go ahead and become better. He will make plays, and he will start finding the lanes. That's who he is. That's the type of player that he is. And this is all dependent also on the type of play calling we dial up for him too, as well. And if we're not dialing the right plays for him, we're gonna find games like we did on last Monday. 100%. Really quick, let me go ahead and salute the chat. Again, appreciate everyone tapping in and rocking with me on this Monday night, wherever you guys be at. Salute to my guy Chewy in the building. Salute, brother. Appreciate you tapping in. Salute, salute. Let's see here. Shout out to my guy Dixon in the building. another great default pick. Belt to ass Monday. It was a chingazo Sunday, bro. That's what it was. It was a chingazo Sunday. It's like, when you fucked up, you misbehaved, and your mom or dad just had enough of your shit, and they just got the belt and black booed your ass. That's that was yesterday. That was yesterday for us. You know, Commanders commies showed us who the fuck they are. I'm like, okay, you think you'll win? Not in this house, bro. Not in this house. Let's see here. Yep. That's exactly. Kappa trash. 100%. 100%. But yeah, you guys missed it. I was on a pretty good rant about the offensive line. But Genty had a better performance yesterday. Again, 17 carries. 17. So you're getting them close to that 20 carry range, 63 yards, 3.7. Now, obviously, if this offensive line was better, you were getting close, if not hitting that 100 mark. But the thing is that the lanes, they're not always presenting themselves. The offensive line really struggles to go ahead and do that. Obviously this guy, he's a rookie. Sometimes he's going to go ahead and miss the read. There was a misread where he went the wrong way and went into Wagner instead of going the other way. Right, he went right when he should have went left. That's going to happen, but for the most part, you did see Genty go out there and make production, and that's what we need, and we need to continue to do that in order for us to be able to go ahead and find success. A lot, and I'm going to go ahead and play this really quick. Gino talked a little bit about. Let me go ahead and see if I got it. So, Gino talked a little bit about. How everything kind of coincides with the run game. I thought I had to see it. All right. How everything kind of coincides with the run game, and that is super important and whatnot. But let me go ahead and kind of play a little bit of what Gino said yesterday. Here we go. Hang on one second. And really quick shout out to Vegas Sports. If you guys don't follow them on X, for all my people on X, make sure you guys go ahead and give them a follow for sure. Here's Gino on yesterday's performance.
I believe in the type of guys that we have. I believe in the Raider Nation. I know that we can get this thing headed in the right direction, and that's what I'm focused on. I really want to, get back to work. I can't wait to get back to work so we can solve these problems and come out next week with a new enthusiasm. I believe in the type of guys that we have.
So a little bit about Gino about yesterday, about still having faith and getting back to work and fix all this, yada yada yada. And you have to. I think with him, we all know that he doesn't have a lot of faith on this offensive line. He doesn't. There are certain plays that if you go back and look, he's already kind of running because he's feeling that pressure, and that's going to happen with quarterbacks when your offensive line is not doing what they're supposed to do. So there has to be a definite answer for all around, not just for Gino, but for Genty. If we're really going to go ahead and get this run game going, there has to be a change on the offensive line. We cannot stay on the same path, same trajectory, and expect a different result. It's just not going to happen. That is the definition of insanity. If you guys didn't know it, that we are going to get the same result time after time after time after time again. But you guys let me know what you guys think about this offensive line, about the changes. Pete talked about earlier, making changes on the right side. They're going to work on something on the right side. And like I said, there's one position on that right side that honestly, there's not really a change you can do. The alternative is much much worse if that position is changed. And I'm talking about the right tackle position with DJ Glaze. Forsyth, I think that's his name, is not a better alternative. It's it's kind of the same thing, if not worse. So to expect that we'll see some improvement there, I doubt it. And the real position would be to go ahead and switch out Kappa to JPJ. But you guys sound off. Let me know in the chat. Again, appreciate everyone pulling up and rocking with me on this Monday night. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys head on over to YouTube if you guys are on X and smash that subscribe button, hit those likes. I have the link pinned in the chat for X. Make sure you guys head on over, hit that subscribe, be a part of the chat. If you guys are in YouTube, make sure you guys go ahead and hit those likes, smash that subscribe button if you're new. What are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button. Appreciate everyone. Rock with me on this Monday night. All right, let's see here. Okay. So Bueno says we should just find some sumo wrestlers, pay them. They will block way better than the bums that we got on our line right now. Facts. 100%, bro. Outside of Colton Miller, honestly, dog, there's not a lot of talent out there. I think you could kind of put a little bit of JPJ in that category, but there's not a whole lot of talent on that right side. Let's see here. Brandon says if we don't win on Sunday, I'm switching from NFL to Canadian football. Like, wow, we're going to CFL, dog. Jeez. Let's see. My boy Chewy says if we had an O line, Genty would be getting some big runs. I think they're calling obvious run plays when Genty is in it. It was so predictable. It is predictable, and that's one thing. With Chip, so some of these play calls are not a whole lot elaborate. I haven't seen anything where it's like, oh wow, it wowed me, and it's putting defenses on check and making sure that they play us correctly and whatnot. I haven't really seen too much of that, and a lot of it is because of the pass protection of Genty. Genty can't really do. Genty's pass pro is not good. It's not good, and it's a thing that he's working on it, and it's probably going to take him some time to go ahead and really get to a level where it becomes decent, right? We probably won't even see that maybe towards the end of the season. Maybe he starts finally getting that part. But obviously, we see him taking out in third down situations, and that's a big detriment to our offense, and sometimes you got to go ahead and roll the dice and have him in there in those third down situations if you're going to go ahead and really sell that play action, or if you really need that short yardage situation to go ahead and really convert. Are we going to go ahead and really rely on Zamir White? I don't even know where the fuck Raheem Mostert has been at. I know he's dealing with some personal shit, but we're on week 3. There was still no Raheem Mostert. What are we going to do? Did we just sign this guy to go ahead and get him on the scholarship fund? I don't know. See, these are the type of moves that we're talking about. Yes, I know Michael Mayer dealt with the same shit and he had personal issues, and we didn't see that dude till like halfway in the season. But we brought in this guy to be the thunder to the lightning, or the lightning to the thunder, however way you want to put it, to Genty, and we haven't seen that, and that's really been also another thing that's been hurting us as well. So once we get once hopefully if that ever happens with Moser and he does come back, maybe just maybe we can go ahead and get a better ground game. But still, with Chip and his play calling, I don't know. I don't know. I still fucking think it's better than what we had last year. I still think that 100%. 100%. I think that because if you guys look at last year, even though it was pretty bad at times, and I know it's bad right now. We see flashes right now. We didn't see flashes last year. We were able to go ahead and break 20 points this game, though it was garbage time. But we're still able to go ahead and break it. Last year we struggled to go ahead and break 20, even when garbage time. We would get like 18 points, 20 points. That's where we end off at. You know? So for us to go ahead and break 20, I'll take that. But we really see where the problem lies. And I know once we get that at least somewhat decent to where we can at least provide at least 2 seconds to Gino, not where he has to like hike and then run for his fucking life, we might be able to go ahead and see a better offense operate. But until then, it's kind of hard. When the protection is there and he has time, we see that uh, we're able to go ahead and make shit happen. But when it's not, we look really really bad out there. So as far as Chip Kelly's calling, I haven't seen too much that has wowed me or has like, oh wow, that was a crazy ass play. And the way that he's running the ball was kind of predictable, which it kind of boggles me why it's being like that, where it's been like that, where the run game was his specialty at Ohio State. No, like, do you guys like think about that? Think about that for a second, because that was his specialty at Ohio State. I mean, yeah, he had Henderson and Judkins, but like you have essentially the best running back coming that came out of college, and yet you can't utilize him correctly. You have this guy hitting under 70 yards per game. We're running AD little up the middle every fucking time, and our offensive line is trash. We know where the problems lie, yet we're still doing the same fucking shit. And with Genty, you got to get him a run or two. He gets hot, and that's where he gets his rhythm going. The guy was like, I think negative point. He was like negative half a yard from snap. It's crazy because they're getting to him past. Basically no pause, but the penetration is deep. The penetration is deep, and they're getting to him in the backfield. Shout out to my guy. What? There we go. Hold on. Camera went on the fritz. Hang on one second. All right. Sorry about that. All right. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. The 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 camera tripped up, had to unplug it, and it throws off everything. All right. There we go. Shout out to my guy Leaky. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. We got it back on track. Let's see. All right. Should be also Twitter. Don't know why it's saying that I'm on Twitter. Hang on one second, guys. All right. Okay, I think we're good. All right, yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, cool. So yeah, back. I glitched out, bro. The damn camera. See, hate that shit. Damn it. It really fucked up my vibe. Fucked up my vibe. All right. But as far as Chip's play calling, uh, I'm still yet to be wild. I'm still waiting for it, and it's kind of also difficult if I'm gonna play devil's advocate for him to be able to go ahead and really find, make those type of like elite play calls if you're having problems with your offensive line. You know, you can only do so much from there. To be honest, um, so you know, I hope that we figure something out, baby. You see Pete, you send Pete up in the booth with Joe Philbin, and they're out there ready to go ahead and pull their hair out. You already know. You saw their reactions. It just when Gino keeps getting sacked over and over and over and over and over and over and over, like you're the offensive coordinator, bro. You need to be on top of this shit. You're letting this shit happen. What are you gonna do to fix it? So there has to be something done with Pete, with Chip. I don't know if they're just not seeing eye to eye. I don't know if maybe Chip wants to go ahead and do shit a certain way, and Pete's like no, or it could be vice versa. We don't know. Something's off. Something's off. Something's a fucking foot. Anyways, let's talk about a little bit of some positive stuff. Positive. Our guy Trey Tucker balling out 3 fucking touchdowns in the game yesterday. Now, 1 or 2 of those were a little bit in garbage time, but hey, still either way, our guy was able to go ahead and make it happen. But let's go ahead and let me pull up this really quick of our guy Trey Tucker balling out yesterday. He had himself a field day. Again, shout out to my guy Raider Resistance. If you don't follow Raider Resistance, make sure you guys go ahead and head on over to Instagram, give him a follow. If you're on X, same thing. Make sure you guys go ahead and give my boy a follow. Appreciate my guy Raider Resistance with the fire content as usual. Let's go ahead and check out Trey Tucker.
Floats one for the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. It's Trey Tucker. Floats one. 13 minutes to go. Smith dumps it off. Turner to the end zone. Touchdown Las Vegas Raiders.
All 3 phases, this is one of those whitewash type games.
Going deep. Turner. Tucker. That's Trey Tucker. In for the touchdown.
All 3.
So you saw Trey hit those 3 TDs. That last one. Let's talk about that last touchdown that we just saw. Great, right? Pretty beautiful, all that shit. Why did that happen? Because Gino had time in the pocket. That is why. If you give Gino time in the pocket, if you give him 2 to 3 seconds, he's able to go ahead and make those reasons. He's able to go ahead and find this guy. You know, we saw from last Monday's game, the problem was he was trying to go for the hero ball. He was trying to be the hero and try to go for the home run ball almost every other snap. He got checked. He was put in check for sure this game. We saw a different Gino. But the thing we saw with this Gino is that he had to run for his fucking life the whole time. But when he had time in the pocket, this is the thing that he's able to go ahead and produce. So we need more of that. Yeah, everything boils down to the offensive line. the offensive line. Then nothing will ever get resolved until we've one, move guys around on that offensive line. Two, I think definitely I would say fire Brandon Carroll. That ain't gonna happen, but at least have him take a back seat. Have him be the assistant. Have him be the water boy. Whatever. If dude needs to go ahead and take, you definitely need to go ahead and not be the guy in charge of the offensive line because we know that he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't. We have a guy like Dylan Parham like on your starting rotation. It's like, or your starting line. It's like, okay, bro. Great move. But there has to be a change. There has to be a change. I think now that you're seeing the nation put a lot of pressure. The media is now starting to put pressure on Pete and starting to put pressure on this coaching staff and this regime. We're gonna see some changes, but hopefully it's the right one. And the whole lax thing with we're gonna figure out whenever the fuck the offensive line comes to us, that's when it happens. Whether it's week 4, week 5, week 3, whatever. Obviously, it wasn't week 3. We looked fucking terrible out there, and Pete was fucking surprised and astonished that the offensive line performed the way it did. We haven't been playing good for the last 2 weeks or week and a half. It's like fuck. Come on. He's like Black Seed Freestyle Kendrick. Oh man, yeah. Jacoby, he had a pretty good game too. Again, Jacoby had he was a little bit quiet, but he the receptions he got, he made them count. 3 receptions, 63 yards. That's great. We need. He hasn't been too involved, and I still don't know fucking why. Again, I don't know if it's a thing because check dispute because he asked for a trade and there's some sort of punishment. Fuck all that. We can't afford to go ahead and do these punishments or retaliations and in lieu of our season. If you guys are really serious about competing, then you're gonna do whatever it takes to put the best product out there. And right now, we are not seeing that. I think my guy Frank Weber says the best: commitment to nepotism. It's a full effect, and that's what I'm saying. I don't see them firing Pete Carroll. The thing that's going to be able to go ahead and kind of make everybody happy in this fucking situation is really for him to go ahead and take a step back and become an assistant or whatever, or give him some fucking fancy title or some shit. I don't know. Whatever, wherever you want to fucking put him, put that dude in the closet, whatever. Like fucking, coach of the fucking third stringers or practice squad head coach, whatever the fuck you want to name him. Who cares? You just need to get him out of the way. You need to get him out of the way for sure. 100%. Shout out to 30 in the building. Salute to you guys on this Monday night for sure. But you saw what Gino can do if he has time. That last touchdown, yeah, it was garbage time. Yeah, they didn't put a lot of pressure, but don't fuck around with Gino. If you give him time, he's going to find his guy for sure. And especially once we get that run game going, it's going to look better for sure. Let's see here. My guy Bueno says we could be 0-3 right now at least. We could. We're 1-2. So I guess that's the silver lining for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, spy techniques to act right 100%. Yeah, yes. For my guy Rosetown, shout out to my guy Rosetown, one of the mods here. Spy techs got to take them shades off and see what he's doing and what's going on. But I don't think it solely falls on him, guys. It's Pete, bro. It's Pete. Let's just keep it real. It's Pete. Pete's the head coach. Pete runs this team. Spy Tech is the one that puts the team together. Pete is the one that has to go ahead and plug everybody in, and he has to sign off on all three parts of this team on how they're going to go ahead and get their starting guys, right? And if something's not working, then that is your job as the head coach to go ahead and go in there and talk to your coordinator and say, hey, something is not working here. What do we need to do to fix this? Because we're looking like fucking dog shit out there, right? That's it. One under 5 is not worse. We have a tough team coming up on the next week on this Sunday coming up. So I don't know. That number could change even worse. It could be worse. But let's again. I talked about possible solutions for the O line. Moving some guys around. We heard Pete that they're going to do something on this right side. So hopefully that does happen. But let me kind of talk. Let me go ahead and pull up to this other side of the ball thing. The defense gives up 41 points, and yes, it sucks ass, and we're gonna talk some shit, but you can't put also the blame 100% on them because we know where the weaknesses are, and you're having the defense do a lot of work, and they've kept us in the game. At least this part of the game, they kept us in the game for majority of the game. I mean, it really wasn't too far. For the first half, we were down. Going into that half, we're just down 10 points. That third was the third that really kind of fucked us over, and that's really where the damn burst. Offense got a little bit in rhythm. We're able to go ahead and pitch the scores, but at that point, that kind of was almost out of reach, right? And like I said yesterday, it's like we started rallying back. We got into that 10 point. We're like 10 points. We're at a 10-point deficit. I'm like, all right. Commander's like, hold my beer, bro. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the shit down. They did. They fucked us really good, man. And they put up that they clinched it. They finished it off with that drive towards the end of the game. But I think the big thing here is that the defense gives up 200 yards rushing. That's insane. Literally, Commanders doubled what we produce, more than doubled. It's insane. We had so many issues on defense, in that third quarter. Linebackers didn't show up in that third quarter. We had a lot of issues on that. A lot of missed tackles. I think the name of this game, I think the highlight of this game defensively was the missed tackles part. We had missed tackles. We had big runs that were given up that should have been quelled at the line of scrimmage, and it wasn't. It wasn't. When you had guys like Jeremy Chin get like 4 tackles, like I said, if your safety is up there getting high tackle rate, there's a fucking problem. There's a problem because either you're getting cooked over the top, or they're just running the fucking football down your throat, and we're getting the football run down the throat. The Commanders, this it's funny. And again, this is like my continuation of my rant yesterday. The Commanders literally had their fucking way with us on the second string quarterback. And I said it on last Wednesday, I'm like, we have the tendency of making these backup quarterbacks look like fucking like Peyton Manning, like fucking Tom fucking Brady, and they're not it. They're second string quarterbacks. We got cooked last year with the Raider killer. I forgot his name, Ginger. We got kicked by him by the Panthers, right? And then this year was Marcus Mariota. Second string quarterbacks. So it's just It's just one of those things. So this essentially made it a more winnable game. Not only because Jamie Daniels was out, but now you had a lot of guys banged up on that Commanders team, and yet they still weren't able to go ahead and capitalize. Defense kept doing it like half of the game, and we're still not. We missed a lot of like opportunities to go ahead and be able to go ahead and put up points, and we were not able to do that. We created a turnover. We caught Mariota, forced a fumble. We had the momentum. The momentum was shifting. We were able to. We went 3 and out on that. I think there was another play where we went like 11 plays, and we kicked the field goal because we got a penalty. We got pushed back another like 10 yards, and then we stalled out, and we had to go ahead and just go for the field goal. A lot of that continues to happen. But I think the name of this game, the defense, and also I got to go ahead and put this in here. Terrible special teams play. You had that opening drive with Debo. I had to look back and rewatch it because I missed it. Because I was trying to go ahead and pull it up on my phone, the game on my phone, and just for whatever reason, the ticket on the phone was not working. It kept glitching, and it was funny. It kept glitching, but it was pulled up. We mentioned when it came out too. It pulled up on the TV, but I missed that part, so I had to rewatch it, and I saw that Debo got that big run, and then you had that punt return for a touchdown. It's shit like that. And on top of that, special teams are giving up big plays. Big plays. You got guys run, almost halfway down the field, and then, they were just within almost field goal range. That it was not a great outing by the defense, by special teams, for sure. Let me go into this part, and I'm going to go ahead and take some comments from the chat. Again, appreciate you guys pulling up and tapping in on this Monday night. Salute to everyone in the building. Salute to everybody in the building. All right. Max was quiet until the late of the game, and he's been doing that for I don't know the last two games. He's been pretty quiet up until the end, and we see him out there and try to create pressure, but obviously, you get those double team matchups. It's hard, and I've vouched for him, and I've talked shit, and all right, hang on one second, guys. All right. Okay, there we go. I think you should be able to hear me. All right. Hang on. Oh no. The glitch is back. Hang on. All right. Hang on. Sorry, technical difficulties again. There we go. All right. So Max has been quiet as of late. Again, we're seeing him try to create some pressure, but we see those double teams that happen, and I get it, and I've gone up to bat and vouched for him and whatnot. But I've also seen the last couple of games on single one-on-one when he has the lineman to himself, the edge, or, I'm sorry, the tackle. He's not finding success. He's not finding penetration, and you just see him get stuffed. I'm not even on a double team. So I don't know what's going on there with Max. I don't know if it's just something with the knee not being 100%, maybe it's a re-aggravation, but there's something afoot with Max, and he's really that catalyst for that defensive line, especially now that we don't have Wilkins anymore. We have Coons has been quiet. We haven't seen much of Coons, so I don't know what's up with Max. But if we want to go ahead and kind of turn this season around, Max needs to go ahead and figure something out so where he can go ahead and start finding some success on the inside. I think one sack game might not be it. And this might be the situation where it's like, bro, you might need to go ahead and kind of ramp up your efforts there. For sure. Shout out to my guy, Egalitarian in the building. Salute my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. All right. But what do you guys think about that? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the one. And you know what? I rock 9-8 every fucking Sunday. That's my boy. I love him. Love him, man. You heard I don't know if you guys tapped into Jeff's show earlier today. I talked shit to Jeff. Jeff would trade him for fucking magic beans. Let's not fuck around. I've just been trying to trade in since last year, bro, for magic beans. Let me go ahead and pick up the phone and see what the fucking offer is. Duh. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. That dude, he ain't gonna go nowhere, dog. As much as you want him, as much as you think, no. It's not gonna happen, bro. But there is some shit afoot. That's for damn sure. I'm just talking shit to Jeff. That's my boy. I love him. It's all good. It's all love. Tell him I talk shit. It's all good. Tell him on Wednesday. All right. Really quick shout out to my guy Frank Weber. He said, kind of hard to establish a run when we always lined up on passing formations. Yep. Bueno got it on the money. Defense gave up because their O-line can't contain the drive. That's it. I mean, you can only ask your defensive guy. You can only ask your defense to do so much, and with the holes in this defense, we know that there's a liability in the middle. We know our defense, our D line they're cool, but they're not. I don't think they're that elite, right? We haven't. If Coons comes out and breaks out, then I'll be like, all right, cool, we good, bro. Like that's a terrifying fucking line, or like that's a line that you need to be on your toes about, because if you fuck around and you don't take them seriously, they're gonna make you pay, right? That hasn't been the case yet. My guy Rosetown says we got to realize Commanders was an NFC championship last year and got some extra pieces. Not mad about the L or the Chargers, so they're legit now. It's more on how we play, not being competitive. 100%. And I said this yesterday. We were supposed to lose this game either way. We had a better chance of winning this game, but we were still 3.5 points under for this game going into Sunday. Unless that changed. I don't know. As far as the last thing I knew, it was like 3.5 under. Still, with Jaden Daniels out. But with some of these games, even if we get the L, even if we know we're not going to go out and beat these teams, it's just how we put out a performance. And if we put out a competitive performance and yet, hey, we get blown out by like 20, but the team is just that much better, and it's like, okay, this is the defense we got to work with. But offensively, we did kind of everything right. I think I could swallow that. That'll be okay with me. I'll be like, all right, it's just like, it is what it is. You can only do so much, but that's not the case. We have the defense kept us in games. The defense has been keeping us in games. I'm going to go ahead and put this other motherfucking banner up before I sign out in a while. Defense kept us in games until late. They did. That third quarter, that's really when it got away from us. But that fourth, they only gave up that touchdown at the end. That was really what sealed it. But they kept us in it. They've been keeping us in it. So the offense needs to go ahead and do their part 100%. Rosan says I had us at 1-2 so far, and that's where we are. Yep. That's kind of realistically where we're at. We have the ability to go up. So it's crazy because, we went into that Monday night game. We potentially could go up 2-0. We didn't. And now we went to the Commanders. We faced the Commanders with no Jane Daniels. Now we're down 1-2. It's funny. I think if that game would have turned out, if the offensive line was better, we played that game better. If we would have won that game, or even if we would have lost that game, and it would have been a nail biter. Like, Chargers came out, kicked the fucking game-winning field goal, then that's how it ended. I think we still had good momentum going into Washington. Be able, all right, we can go up 2-1. We can still go 2-1 with no Jaden Daniels, but it's crazy how shit will turn really fast. Andy Dalton, that's who it was. Yes. Damn, Raider killer. There you go. Egalitarian says, I think we can beat the Chicago Bears. I don't know, bro. They just put a shellacking on the Cowgirls yesterday. I don't know. We're going to talk about that in a second. But this is Caleb Benz might be ball out. I'm never doubting a backup kid. Nope, not with this fucking team. You're not. Not with this team. But let's see here. Rosal says we should. I know. Yeah, we should have, bro. He was cheaper. Even if he would have given him like a bag, he's still cheaper, bro. We didn't do that. Again, same thing. The rest of the D line was quiet. Kuntz didn't do a whole lot. Outside of Thomas Booker with that forced fumble on Mariota, with the game didn't do a whole lot. But I hope we really look at this game and be that coming to Jesus moment for this coaching staff and have a real reflection moment and figure this shit out, because I don't think Raider Nation can take a lot of this anymore. But let's go ahead and kind of move into next week's preview. We got the Bears, week 4. Man, we're already at week 4. That's crazy. That's crazy. We're Raiders versus Bears week 4 preview. Well, like I said, Bears put a shellacking on the Cowboys yesterday. They were up, I think, 24-10 at the half, and then they put up another 10 after that. I checked out the score. I didn't check out the game. I saw it like briefly, but I wasn't really like too keen on it. I should have watched it. I was just kind of like, I was over football at that point. I was just like, I'm done. But let me go ahead and kind of pull up that game and their box score real quick. So 31-14 was the final score for yesterday's game between the Bears and the Cowboys. Bears putting up 24 in the first half. Cowboys only 14. Then literally it was a shutout by the Bears, putting up another touchdown in the third quarter, and that was all she wrote. Bears 1-2. We're 1-2. They have Caleb Williams there, and you got Ben Johnson. So, but Bears haven't been playing too good. But that 31 points kind of scares me a little bit. And with this defense, knowing that they can keep us in games, but the offense is really that liability where we don't know what type of offense we're going to get, which hopefully it gets moved around to where we can provide a little bit of protection, somewhat of a running game for Genty and Gino. Maybe we have a shot of potentially winning, this Sunday's game. But let me kind of go into this part. Let me kind of go into keys to victory You already know what time it is. Keys to victory.
Smells like victory.
All right. Keys to victory for this Sunday versus the Bears at Allegiant. Got the home field. I don't know. We got the home field advantage. I hope we do. I hope Nation shows up. I won't be in that game, but my heart will be there, and I'll be watching. But offensively, you already know what time it is, and hopefully we can go ahead and I'm crossing my fingers that Dylan Parham does not start on Sunday. I might be wasting my breath, but crossing my fingers. We'll see what's up. You'll probably see most likely JPJ back at right guard. You'll still see DJ Glaze at right tackle. I don't think that situation changes. I mean, if you're gonna plug in Forsyth, wow, Gino's gonna have a real good rushing game. Hopefully, that's the best outcome we can go ahead and hope for that. I think it's without saying that the protection has to be there. The protection has to be there. The running lanes have to go ahead and open up for that for Genty. Those gaps have to be open. Try running the ball. Try to start doing swing passes to him, and I haven't seen that a whole lot to Genty. I think if we start going also on the outside, we might find a little bit more success. Not just running a diddle up the middle all the time. But getting Genty involved, getting him to that 20 carry range is going to be key there. We got to get Jacoby more involved. We know what Trey can do. I'm not expecting a whole lot from Dante Thornton, and he really hasn't done a whole lot. And that's, we know that he struggles with his route tree. That it is what it is. But I would like to see more of Besh. We found him. We saw a glimpse. It's like Bigfoot. You see that dude just kind of like passing through the trees, and that's all we got. First down. So hopefully we can go ahead and see more production from the next guy supposed to be that replaces Jacoby Myers. I would love to see more of him be involved. We know he can do it. We saw him go ahead and get a first down on one target. Let's give him a little bit more targets. Let's see what the kid can do out there. He's a second-round pick, right? So let's see more of him. I don't know what. Again, if the rumor is true and he's not out there because he's going through some sort of punishment, he's in the doghouse or whatever the fuck. It's stupid at this point. Nothing is worth our season. If you're really serious about competing, if you're not, all right, you're not. But I would like to see more Besh there. With Coop, with Brock, it's all about feeding him the ball. That knee it's still a factor, and that yard after carry that normally we get from him is really hurting, and that is because of that injury. It might be some time before we see the old Brock come alive. I don't know what the situation with Michael Mayer. I haven't really checked up on that. I need to go ahead and kind of do that. I think on Wednesday's show I'll be able to go ahead and speak more intelligently about that. But hopefully Mike is good. He might have entered concussion protocol. It was a pretty big hit. He did get laid out. He stiffened up on that one. He did the power fist on that one. So, but either way, I hope a speedy recovery. Obviously, to Ian Thomas is going to be Brock and Ian Thomas show this Sunday, if that's the case. If he's on concussion protocol and he's not going to be able to come back in time. Got to still get Brock involved, because either way, he'll still be able to go ahead and make plays for you. I think you just have to utilize him more in that red zone. But I mean, you utilize him with whatever way you have to at the end of the day, right? Defensively, defensive the ball. I can't stress this fucking enough. We gotta bring the pressure. Gotta create pressure. Max has to go ahead and start off early. He needs to start off hot. We can't wait until the last 3 minutes, 5 minutes of the fourth quarter for him to start finding the quarterback. We need him to start early and hot. Same thing for Coons. Coons needs to come out. It's your time here is on the line. If you don't break out, if you don't have a hot game, bro, I don't see you being here around much. I don't see Coons being here next year. Adam Butler, I believe Adam Butler was also injured last week. I don't know his prognosis. Got to go ahead and kind of check the injury report. And I think we'll probably start seeing that tomorrow. But Thomas Booker has been coming waves. I would love to see him. I think this guy has the ability to go ahead and be a big potential player in this defensive line. But we're just seeing little flashes here and there. So consistency has to be the key here. Linebackers need to fucking clean up the shit. They need to go ahead and get back on the same page. I don't know if it's E-Rob's injury that's kind of plaguing him, that we had, 200 yards that we give up in rushing, but that definitely needs to be nipped in the ass ASAP. Tackling has to be cleaned up, I think, first and foremost, and try to protect the middle as much as we can. I know it's a tall order with that job, but I think if we apply pressure, that's always going to go ahead and help out that secondary. But missing, the fundamentals has to be key. Definitely got to go ahead and make those tackles. If the defense, keeps it under 20, I think we still have a shot. We gotta go out and do the same thing as far as breaking 20 points. Going over 20 is going to be the key here for us to be able to go ahead and get the dub on Sunday. If we fail to go ahead and hit 20, it's going to be literally, I don't know, maybe 30% that we can go ahead and pull out the win. It could still happen, but it's really, really hard. So hopefully these adjustments can be made, for Sunday. I think the limelight is now on Pete, but that I forgot who said. I think Bueno said it, that who's more stubborn, the nation or Pete? Pete's fucking stubborn old man. He's 74. You already know. You already know how that goes. But special teams can't give up big plays. You can't give up big plays. Stop that. But those are my keys to victory for this Sunday's game. There you go. You already know. That's what's up. Shout out to my guy Ready D in the building. He says, not even AP was this fucking stupid with the O-line. Well, it was Getsy. Getsy fucked that up. And then once Getsy was gone, Philbin came in, and they got that shit kind of, they got it going on, but way fucking better. But it was still not good, but it was not great. But it wasn't terrible. That all made sense. And what it is just they don't get this fucking zone blocking scheme. They can't process it like that. They can't pick up on certain things that happen during the game. They're just, the talent is not that at that level. He's not at that level yet. Alex says Chip Kelly on hot seat as well. I don't know. I don't think that dude's going to be in a hot seat maybe until the end of the year. Anything. I mean, we had who the fuck else is better? Who? The thing is that the offensive line, it just fucks up shit for everybody. That's just how it is. That's how it is. So I don't know. Let's see. Shout out to my guy Jerome in the building. He says anyone has asked this coaching staff, including Pete, is doing a gentleman's tank and saying they're doing everything to win. They know we need a young franchise group. Nope. No, we're not doing that, bro. No. They're not doing that. Because guess what? We had the ability to go get a young franchise quarterback. They said, fuck no. They want to play Mr. Politics. And they want to blackball people. And they want to go with the flow and all this shit. All right. We had the ability to do that. We did not do that. So I don't. I don't that is not the case. But I really think the case is that nepotism is at its finest. We're seeing that somebody's not really good at their job, at their position, and there needs to be a change. And I doubt that change is going to happen. To be honest with you, you know. Alex says, "Let's get this stuff fixed, Chip. Get a new online coach and special teams coach." Okay, the online coach is I think will definitely needs to be put up there for sure. Yeah, yeah. Jerome says, "Y'all know Pete lies on his ass. I think they're eyeing a QB or are on some other high draft pick next draft. All these stupid decisions don't make sense for Pete's coaching knowledge. I don't know, man. I mean, to to think that far ahead and saying you want to win now and going out and getting Gino and making all these some of these moves that they made in the offseason is not indicative of that. And to tank your season from the get go, where we went out and won the first game, I don't agree with that, bro. I'm sorry. And who were they out there? And everybody thought Arch Manning's first game was dog shit, and he can't. But I think the second and third game were way better. Second game I think was way better. I don't know about his third game. I haven't followed Arch too much, but yeah, I mean, I'm no, I'm not into thing. I don't. It's not a tanking thing or anything like that. It's not. It's not. The tanking thing would make sense once you kind of get closer to the bye, seeing how the team looks, and if it's like kind of like the same shit that we had last year within like maybe another 2-3 more weeks, and I'll probably be more on that. I'll be like, okay, that's I kind of entertain that a little bit, but I no, I don't really see that happening. They had the ability to go ahead and get Shador at any point. I was waiting, bro. I was waiting. Me and Rundell were waiting. They did not like him. They did not want him. I think there was still in probably a possibility going on and getting Shador, especially when our guy AOC 12 went down. They went out and got Kenny Pickett. I don't know. Yeah. And then also too that wasn't it. It was just him and the other guy. It was him and Cam Ward. The only two guys. That's it. Okay. I gotta go ahead and catch up and watch that. See, and then Archie's not even coming out this year. I didn't even know that. There you go. Good, bro, because he had like a terrible first game. I heard he just sucked ass. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Drew Allard. Okay, cool. But let me go ahead and go ahead and cap it off with this. Let's do the score predictions. Again, this is that time, y'all. We're gonna do some score predictions, so make sure everybody in that chat go ahead and put down your score prediction. We're gonna go ahead and talk about it. But my score prediction for this Sunday's game, I don't see us, and I'm gonna go ahead and give them two scores, win and loss. Right? Obviously, hearts to hearts, the win is there, but I don't see us doing more than 21. It's gonna be another close one. We're probably gonna do 21-17. It's probably gonna be that type of game. I don't see you really us going over 21 points. Though that's what we need to do, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. Now on the flip side, if we lose this game, we're gonna lose it pretty fucking bad. It's probably gonna be like a 34 to like 14 type of deal. And probably another blowout. I'm telling you, if Ben Johnson's not dumb, Ben Johnson can light shit up, and we're the team that he can go ahead and pull all the shit with the way that we have certain things in our team right now currently. So there you go. Got two scores. So win 21-17. If we lose, we'll probably lose like 34 to like 14, somewhere in that range. It won't look pretty. It won't look pretty. So you guys let me know your score predictions. We'll go ahead and post that up. My guy Rorschach says 34-23 Bears. We are not good. Blah, blah, blah. My guy Frank says 31-13 Raiders. I'm assuming it's Raiders because you have the flag, bro. So there you go. My guy Frank, keeping with the faith. I forgot who says. Hold on, let me go back to that comment. I forgot who said that. They're still thinking. I think it was Gio. Gio says that. It was Gio. I'm trying to look for that comment real quick. Yes, Gio says I'm still sticking with 12-5. Dot. You have faith, brother. You have faith. Spread that faith around. There you go. Do it for us. Alex says Raider might score some in garbage time, but yes, it could be a good one again. 100%. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously we'll see what happens. Thank you. I'm glad you're not gonna sugarcoat shit. Let's see. Shout out to Raider Boy, the building. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Salute to you. Is it time to panic? I'm not happy with no phases. Be very concerned right now. Wouldn't have panicked yet. Be very concerned. Very concerned. Week 4, if we lose this game really bad, then I think it would be time to hit the panic button. I don't know. Alex says 24-23 Bears win high likely. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Hopefully it's a close game. Hopefully we win on Sunday. We can go 2-2. And I believe the next game after that will be the Colts. The Colts are doing pretty good. Colts are currently, what the Colts are? Colts are 3-0. Yeah. So if we go 2-2, if we win on Sunday, go 2-2, then go into Indy. If we lose that one, 2-3, we're still in a decent position. Heading into Tennessee, and then after that, it's going to be Chiefs at Arrowhead. The Chiefs are not what they used to be. So, but it all depends how we do this game moving forward. 100%. 100%. Yeah. See, that's what I said earlier. So this is like a lot like last season, for sure. Shout out to my guy Jack in the building. Salute, brother. Yep, big dumpster fire, 100%. Salute. But yeah, that's that. I don't know. I hope, fingers crossed, we have a good game. It'll be a close game. I don't think it'll be a big barn burner if we win, but if we lose, we're gonna get kicked. Bottom line. But yeah, my guy Rorschach says, I have not seen enough of these rookies to give a grade. They have not played enough. Yep. All right, y'all. But that is my time for today. I appreciate you guys pulling up and tapping in with me on this Monday night for the Raiders of the Lost Offense. If you guys missed the show earlier, make sure you guys go ahead and run it back. Talked a lot of good shit about our offensive line and possible solutions for us to possibly do to go ahead and improve this line. So we shall see. You know, Pete said he's going to go ahead and try to work on this right side. We'll see what he's going to do. There's only literally one move. It's probably going to be putting JPG back at right. Palm still can continue being on that left side, vulnerability, and we're fucked on Glaze. That's all it is. That's all we can do. We can't do a whole lot. But make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on your boy. hit those likes. It does go a long way to go ahead and get the show out to the YouTube algorithm. So I really appreciate you guys go ahead and doing that. And if you're new, make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button. It does go a long way to go ahead and grow the channel. We're trying to go ahead and get to 1,500 subscribers. We're currently at about 12, 11, 12, 15, somewhere around there, trying to get to that 1,500 mark, and eventually to 2,000. We're going to do something nice once we get to 2,000 mark. You already know what time it is. But make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Click those thumbs for sure. And if you guys are on Twitter, aka X, make sure you guys go ahead and click that link below on the chat. It takes you right to YouTube. Smash that subscribe button, and it does go ahead and support the show as well. Hit those follows if you're new on Twitter as well. I'm trying to grow that channel too. It's all good. It's all about growing, baby. It's all about growing. It's about reaching the masses. You already know what time it is. But again, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go ahead and also tap into the show Wednesday night. The Raider Connection every damn Wednesday, 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. We're going to do the damn thing. We're going to go ahead and preview that Bears game coming up. We're going to continue to talk shit. You already know how these guys are. It doesn't stop with me. Them too. So I can't wait to go ahead and chop it up with Leo and Jeff, Hollywood Raider Jeff, and LV Raider 10, my guy Nate. Salute to them. Make sure you guys also go ahead and pull up for Good Morning Raiders on Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific. We do have a guest lined up for that show, so make sure you guys go ahead and pull up. It's going to be a hot one. Go ahead and put that out there later in the week, who our guest is going to be. So make sure you guys go ahead and pull up. And, of course, we're going to go ahead and run it back next Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Talk that shit. And then don't forget about that post game. We're going to do it. We're going to talk about it. Win, lose, or draw. We're going to talk that shit. Hopefully not. Hopefully we win and it's just rah-rah. But I don't know. We'll see. But again, I appreciate you guys. Salute to everyone. Hey. Hold on. Wait. Hey, you're late. You missed me talking shit about you. I'm just kidding. I love you, bro. I love you. Yep. I know you're ready. Can't wait for Wednesday. It's going to be a good one. For sure. Raiders from the womb to the tomb. I should use that, bro. That'll be my little sign up from the Raiders from the womb to the tomb. I already know what time it is. Man. Shout out to my guy Gio. Appreciate you pulling up, my guy. Yep. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark for sure. Lost offense, my guy. 100%. They trying to find that offense somewhere in Las Vegas. They probably fucking dropped it over the desert or something. I don't know. Yo, Hollywood Raider Jeff. There you go. That's my guy. All right. But again, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Until then, always remember, just Raiders, baby. Peace.